Hello, my friend. You are listening to Tide Pod episode number 38. And today you are going to get a little sneak peek, a little behind the scenes perspective on what I believe makes a truly transformational internship. That's right. I don't know. If you've been tuned in to me on the gram and on all the places on social media, you will have heard that I have been actively recruiting Team Tide's very first Team Dynamics intern. And that has been an experience. So if you listened to episode 10 on Tide Pod in the early days, you will have heard Team Tide's first experience hiring a podcast management intern in only just about 24 to 48 hours. Like, it was really, really crazy. But today, I have actually custom created an internship specifically for new industrial organizational psychologists who are dying for some hands-on experience. So it was definitely a learning experience, even as a practitioner myself, custom creating and partnering with these potential interns to design and develop a really, really rich internship experience as a small business owner. And I think that this is going to be really, really interesting to you because depending on what your niche is, chances are there are some students out there who would really kill to have your perspective, expertise, and mentorship as they are creating their own careers and just starting in on that career journey that we all know and love so well. So today, I'm just going to give you all the behind the scenes tea on what it's looked like to custom develop this internship experience and some of the things that I think would really help for you to think about, right? Because at the end of the day, this internship is going to be 50-50. It's got to work for you as the business owner, but you know, these interns are not in it for the money, so it has got to 110% benefit them and their journey as they develop their own career. So stay tuned because we are going to dive on into the goodness right after this.
Hi there. Thanks for tuning in to Tide Pod, a podcast crafted by Tiana Tai to help you purify your purpose in business, love, and life. Whether you're an entrepreneur, dog mom, or just getting started, you're bound to find value as Tiana dives into meaningful topics each episode. So, settle in, turn up the volume, and welcome your host, Tiana Tai.
I've got to take just a quick second to ask you for a serious bit of support. Tide Pod would not be possible without your reviews, your comments, and just all of the positive feedback that we've been receiving so far. So if you haven't already, please go on, hit subscribe to make sure you're not missing out on any of this good and free content, and also be sure to leave a review. You may think that I'm not looking at them, but I swear to you, my friend, I read every single review and it just makes my heart so happy. So if you haven't already done so, hit pause, leave a review, and then let's get back to the goodness. Alrighty, are you ready? Because let's get straight to it. So the first thing I really wanted to chat with you for a moment about is determining what the internship should be doing in the first place, right? So obviously, Team Dynamics intern didn't totally just come to me, although I am known as a Team Dynamics consultant most of the time. Really how it came about for me is I was starting to get a lot of interest from IO students and org development students, which is the field that I'm in. And they were not used to seeing a young practitioner pretty much hanging out on Instagram doing the things that I do. So I got a lot of organic traffic that way from students who were actively asking me if I offered an internship. And for the longest time, my answer was simple, and it was no, because let me tell you this. For me personally, internships literally, they were such a pivotal and momentous part of my life, and they initiated a lot of pivots and career transitions for me. Like, if you've been around, you know the story that originally I thought I was going to be a therapist until I went and started working in a therapy office as an intern, which eventually turned into the full-blown office management job where I started my hiring and recruiting journey, right? So that experience literally transformed a part of my career. And I say that to say, we don't take internships lightly around here, right? So to me, it was extremely telling that it wasn't just once or twice I had been asked if Team Tiana had an internship available. It was at least, I would say, 6 or 7 times over the course of about 6 months. So we were averaging at least a hit a month. And then I knew that there were more who were curious, but, checked on the website and didn't see an internship listed. So if people are asking you, definitely tune in and think about, okay, what types of opportunities are they mentioning when they're reaching out to me? Are they just asking for something generic? Are they looking for specific experience? So on and so forth. And then on the other side of the coin, I would say if nobody's reaching out to you, that does not mean nobody is interested. You know what I'm saying? So what I would ask myself as a small business owner is to really think about, what do I need help with? Because obviously it should totally benefit you and I'm all for it, right? So first ask yourself, what do I need help with? What is an area in my business that I think someone with entry-level skills, but a lot of passion and a lot of interest could come in and really support my efforts? For a lot of companies, that looks like things like blogging or maybe handling some of your social media management or what have you. But after you define, the things that you need support with, this is really where it's going to be super critical for you to start thinking about what you can offer in particular, right? So let's say, I'll use me as an example because obviously this is really fresh for me right now. But a lot of IO psychology students are coming to me and they're asking if I have an internship, right? And I'm like, okay, I got to think about it because I'm not just going to, hire you willy-nilly for the labor. Like, I want to make sure this benefits you. So give me some time. And I sat back and I really started to think about it. And what would help Team Ty is doing a lot of the research behind our content creation. And let me break that down for you real quick. Y'all know that I am the data-driven nerd, so I combine, human common sense with actual data and research to give you guys the information and the guidance that I do, right? So obviously on the data-driven part of that, research is an ongoing thing, my friend. Like, there's new articles that come out every day. So it's really important that my team stays on top of the most current research. So how can an intern help us in those efforts? They can be the person that helps comb through that research and really start to pull some thoughts together so that as a team, we can review them and say, ooh, this will be really great content for, Tide Pod, for Instagram, for a blog, for all of the things, right? So what you can really do is start to sit down and think, okay, I need help with content creation. What does that look like? What type of content will the intern be diving deep into? Are you in the health and wellness industry? Are you a social media guru? So maybe they can kind of be like on Trends Watch for different social media trends, what have you, right? Really think about the niche for this intern. That's going to be really, really important because we don't just want a generic internship. Because let's be honest about it. It kind of is just a little bit self-serving. I won't sugarcoat it. It can be a little self-serving for the business owner and not super valuable for the intern. And that's what we do not want to happen around here. So again, step 1 is to really stop and try to pinpoint exactly what your internship is going to be. So what do you need help with? What niche does it boil down to at the end of the day? And in that particular niche, so let's say in the content and research for Team Ty, the way that I can really support an intern in that area is, 1, I know how to do it myself. So I'm passing on my expertise and I'll be passing on my personal practice for how I handle research and, I translate the jargon. Y'all know, like Jenna Kutcher called me the jargon translator. That's what we do around here. So I will be passing that skill on to them. But more than that, I'm going to be helping them with some of the research skills that they're going to need as they complete their graduate school degrees and move into the corporate or small business or whatever sector they want to, right? So you've got to think about it on both sides. What are they giving to you and what are you giving to them? Alrighty, so after you've thought through exactly what the internship could be, really what I would absolutely 110% recommend is collecting more data about it. Y'all know how I am. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But if a bunch of interns came to you, right? Literally what I did is I had to scroll so far back and go through all of my Instagram DMs, and I copied and pasted all the messages where they were kind of offering insight on the type of opportunity they were looking for. And then what I did is I was extremely open and honest about the fact that, hey, I'm trying to, answer everybody's request and put together an internship. Would you mind answering a few questions for me about the type of experience that you are looking for, the type of internship that you would find extremely valuable, given I am an extremely small business, right? Like, we're not climbing no corporate ladders with my internship. You know what I'm saying? So if you can go through any potential leads and start collecting that data, that will be invaluable, because they're also going to be kind of feeding to you the sorts of experiences that if you hadn't thought of, you need to start thinking about them, right? So for example, I know that a couple of people mentioned that they would love the internship not only to learn, different skills and expertise, but also for my direct mentorship as they were navigating graduate school applications and all of that stuff, right? So because I knew this, I can specifically build in a process to be able to sit down with my intern and have mentorship sessions. And obviously, I may not have thought to do that had I not taken the time to collect that data. Now, again, what I would say on the flip side is if no one has necessarily come to you about the internship, we all kind of have at least one or two college students in our lives. You know what I mean? So definitely use your network, personal or professional, and start reaching out to some people that you think could be ideal interns, if you had your way. And get their opinion on like, hey, I really wanted to put together an internship. Like, can you look this over and tell me, is this something that your peers would be interested in? So on and so forth. And the next thing that I really want to drive home for you is the rigor that we put into kind of the job description when I do all of the hiring. I swear to you, like, I may need to release this as a public record document, but the same rigor went into my internship job application. I swear to all goodness. So after I collected all of that information and really defined what I wanted the internship to look like, we still sat down and created a full-on job description with, the company overview and some of the key roles and responsibilities and desired qualifications, the whole shebang, my friend. Put it together. And this is my fun trick, but I love a good Google form. So we save the job description as a picture and put it at the beginning of a Google form that collects just a bunch of basic job application information. So that was the way I was able to reach out specifically to people who I knew would make great interns and say, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested, but we just opened up this internship for Team Ty. Here is a link. You'll find the job description and the application all in one place. So please read through the job description in its entirety. And if it is a good match for you, go ahead and apply. I have to drive this point home. And I swear to you, I've said it every step of the way, literally from the Instagram DMs to the job application, to the emails inviting interns to interview, to like every single step I have said. It is so important to me, not only that you're excited about, joining Team Ty and all of that, but that this is the internship for you. This is the type of experience that is truly going to serve your career. Why? Again, these interns are not in it for the money. They're in it for the experience. That means it is up to us to be 110% transparent and open about what experience we can and cannot give them. The one thing I will drive home before we wrap this episode up is do not sugarcoat a darn thing, okay? So I will give you one more example, which is I remember in an interview I ran last week, one of the potential interns asked about getting exposure via client work, right? So how much actual consulting experience could they gain from this role, so on and so forth. And I had to take a moment because I was thinking about the different services that I offer and when and where it would be appropriate for an intern to participate in those services. And at the end of the day, it boiled down to the fact that there may be 1 or 2 opportunities a month where I could find it would be appropriate and beneficial for an intern to participate. Now, of course, that would all still depend on whether the intern's schedule would allow for them to participate, but that's a whole nother story. But I could not sugarcoat that. So it wasn't like, yeah, you'll be, working on client work and talking to my clients every day. No. They won't. You know what I mean? So again, let's not sugarcoat anything. Any questions we get asked as business owners, we have to think through them so honestly and really give that honest and clear answer. Transparency is the best possible thing for our interns. Alrighty, and there you have it. I told you I was going to keep it short and sweet, but I really wanted to capture my honest thoughts and my honest tips around really crafting a truly unique internship. Especially for one that hasn't necessarily existed in your business before. I am more than willing to come back and do a part 2 or maybe answer some particular questions. So if you have questions, you know where to find me, my friend, in all the places at Tiana Ty, and I will see you in the next episode.